3 foods people with gout should avoid. Scientific studies have shown that what you eat daily can significantly impact your uric acid levels, potentially leading to more frequent gout flare-ups. In this video, we will explore 3 foods that people with gout should absolutely avoid based on reliable scientific research. Let's dive into the details in this article. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science-backed health information, and drop a comment below if you have any questions. Red meat. Red meat, including beef, lamb, and pork, is one of the highest purine-containing foods, which can increase the risk of developing gout and worsen its symptoms. Multiple scientific studies have established a clear link between red meat consumption and elevated uric acid levels in the blood, leading to recurrent gout attacks. How red meat affects gout. Red meat contributes to gout through several mechanisms. First, its high purine content increases the production of uric acid in the body. When the body fails to eliminate excess uric acid efficiently, it accumulates in the joints as uric crystals, triggering inflammation and pain. Additionally, saturated fats found in red meat can exacerbate chronic inflammation, making gout symptoms even more severe. Some research suggests that animal protein from red meat may also impair kidney function, reducing its ability to filter out uric acid, which further increases uric acid levels in the bloodstream. Scientific studies on red meat and gout. The relationship between red meat consumption and gout has been validated by numerous studies. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, Choi et al. 2004, found that individuals who consumed high amounts of red meat had a 40% higher risk of developing gout compared to those who ate little or none. Similarly, a study in Autoimmunity Reviews 2018 analyzed data from multiple research projects and concluded that red meat significantly raises uric acid levels, increasing the likelihood of recurrent gout attacks. Another study published in Nutrients 2019, which followed the dietary habits of over 2,784 individuals, revealed that regular red meat consumption increased the risk of gout by 42%. Furthermore, a meta-analysis published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition 2018 confirmed that red meat is one of the top dietary factors contributing to gout, second only to seafood. A study in Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases 2012 further emphasized that individuals consuming high-purine animal-based foods had a significantly higher risk of recurrent gout attacks. How to reduce the impact of red meat on gout. Based on these findings, limiting red meat consumption can help minimize its negative impact on gout. Consider implementing the following measures. Reduce intake. Keep red meat consumption below 100 grams per week to control purine intake. Choose leaner cuts. If you must eat red meat, opt for leaner cuts and avoid fatty or processed meats. Adopt healthier cooking methods. Instead of frying or grilling, boiling or steaming is recommended to lower saturated fat intake. Increase fiber-rich foods. A diet high in vegetables and fiber helps the body efficiently eliminate uric acid, reducing the risk of gout attacks. Seafood. Seafood is nutrient-dense and provides high-quality protein and omega-3 fatty acids, which benefit overall health. However, for individuals with gout, certain types of seafood can increase the likelihood of flare-ups due to their high purine content. Numerous scientific studies have demonstrated a connection between seafood consumption and elevated uric acid levels, leading to urate crystal formation in the joints and triggering painful gout attacks. How seafood affects gout. Seafood affects gout in several ways. Some high-purine seafood varieties, including sardines, mackerel, shrimp, and crab, can cause a spike in uric acid levels when metabolized. If the body fails to eliminate the excess uric acid, urate crystals form in the joints, leading to severe gout pain. Additionally, elevated uric acid levels can increase the risk of urate crystal precipitation, intensifying joint inflammation. However, not all seafood has the same effect. Some varieties, like salmon, which is rich in omega-3, may help reduce inflammation, whereas high-purine seafood such as sardines, mackerel, shrimp, and crab are more likely to trigger gout attacks. Scientific studies on seafood and gout. Multiple studies have investigated seafood's role in gout. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, Choi et al. In 2004, found that individuals consuming large amounts of seafood had a 51% higher risk of developing gout compared to those who ate little. Furthermore, research in Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases, 2012, indicated that consuming animal-based purines, including seafood, increases the risk of gout recurrence. A study in Clinical Nutrition, 2020, demonstrated that a high seafood diet significantly raises uric acid levels, particularly in men with a history of gout. The cooking method also matters. Research in Nutrition, Metabolism, and Cardiovascular Diseases, 2016, found that fried or grilled seafood poses a higher risk of triggering gout compared to boiled or steamed seafood. How to minimize seafood's impact on gout. Although seafood can increase the risk of gout, adopting healthier eating habits can help manage its effects. Key strategies include avoiding high-purine seafood. Stay away from sardines, mackerel, shrimp, crab, clams, and mussels. Choosing low-purine seafood, opt for salmon, cod, and tilapia, which contain lower purine levels. Healthier cooking methods. Boiling or steaming is preferred over frying or grilling. Pairing with fiber-rich foods. Vegetables and fiber can help reduce purine absorption in the body. Processed foods. Processed foods such as sausages, deli meats, and fast food have become staples in modern diets. However, for those suffering from gout, consuming these foods can exacerbate symptoms due to their high purine content, saturated fats, salt, and preservatives. Numerous scientific studies have confirmed the link between processed food consumption and an increased risk of gout flare-ups. How processed foods affect gout. Processed foods contribute to gout through several mechanisms. First, some types, especially sausages and deli meats, contain high levels of purines, which can lead to increased uric acid levels in the blood. When uric acid accumulates, urate crystals form in the joints, triggering painful gout flare-ups. Additionally, saturated fats and trans fats commonly found in these foods can increase inflammation, worsening the severity of gout symptoms. Processed foods are often loaded with excessive amounts of salt, which can impair kidney function and reduce the body's ability to eliminate uric acid, further elevating uric acid levels. Furthermore, preservatives and additives in processed meats, such as nitrates and nitrites, have been linked to an increased risk of inflammatory diseases, including gout. These substances can intensify inflammation and promote the formation of urate crystals in the joints. Scientific studies on processed foods and gout. Scientific research has consistently shown that consuming processed foods is strongly associated with a higher risk of developing gout. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2020, found that people who frequently consume processed foods had a 36% higher risk of developing gout compared to those who ate them infrequently. Similarly, a study from the Journal of Food Science and Technology, 2015, discovered that nitrates and nitrites in processed meats could increase inflammation and accelerate urate crystal formation, worsening gout symptoms. Another study in Clinical Nutrition, 2019, demonstrated that a diet high in processed foods correlates with increased uric acid levels and a higher risk of gout recurrence. Beyond gout, processed foods have also been linked to chronic inflammation. Research published in Nutrients, 2021, showed that processed foods contribute to metabolic disorders, increasing the likelihood of conditions such as gout, obesity, and cardiovascular disease. How to reduce the impact of processed foods on gout. Although processed foods can negatively impact gout, there are effective strategies to minimize their effects. Limit processed food consumption. Avoid sausages, deli meats, and fast food as much as possible. Choose fresh alternatives. Opt for fresh meat, salmon, tofu, and plant-based protein sources instead of processed meats. Check food labels. Avoid products with high salt content, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. Cook at home. Preparing homemade meals allows better control over salt, fat, and purine intake. Red meat, high purine seafood, and processed foods are closely linked to gout. However, by moderating intake and choosing healthier preparation methods, you can maintain a balanced diet without significantly increasing the risk of flare-ups. The most important step is understanding the scientific evidence and applying dietary changes to protect your long-term health. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more valuable insights on nutrition and health. Have any questions or personal experiences? Drop a comment below, and make sure to stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore the best foods for lowering uric acid and naturally managing gout. See you soon!